As the sun set over the small town of Ridgeview, Marcus was driving home after a long day at work. He was a mechanic, and after spending hours in the garage, all he wanted was to get home, eat dinner, and relax. The winding road ahead was almost deserted, and the cool breeze coming through the window helped him unwind from the day's stress. Suddenly, he spotted a car pulled over on the side of the road with its hazard lights blinking. As he got closer, he could see a woman standing next to the car, looking desperate and frustrated. Her hands were on her hips, pacing back and forth next to a flat tire. Marcus slowed down, pulling over to see if she needed help. "Hey, everything all right?" he called out as he stepped out of his car. The woman, visibly relieved, looked up. "Oh, thank goodness. My tire's flat, and I don't have a clue how to change it. I've been standing here for nearly an hour, and no one has stopped to help." Marcus smiled and grabbed his tools from his trunk. "Well, you're in luck. I'm a mechanic. Let me take care of that for you." The woman, whose name was Olivia, watched as Marcus worked swiftly, replacing the tire with practiced ease. She told him about her day, how she had been on her way to a job interview and now felt she was running late and had lost her chance. Marcus listened, nodding as he tightened the bolts, and assured her she still had time to make it. Within minutes, the tire was fixed, and Marcus stood up, wiping his hands. "There you go, good as new. You should be able to get where you need to go now." Olivia looked at him with gratitude in her eyes. "I can't thank you enough. You have no idea how much this means to me." She offered to pay him, but Marcus waved her off. "No need for that. Just get home safe," he said with a warm smile. Olivia insisted on taking his name and number, promising that she would repay him for his kindness someday. Marcus didn't think much of it and handed her his contact info. They exchanged a few more words before Olivia drove off, and Marcus went on his way, not giving the encounter another thought. The next morning, Marcus woke up to an unexpected sight: a sleek black SUV parked in front of his modest house. Confused, he rubbed his eyes, wondering if he was imagining things. As he stepped outside, the SUV's tinted window rolled down, and a sharply dressed man wearing sunglasses stepped out. "Marcus Green?" the man asked, his voice calm but authoritative. Marcus hesitated, unsure of what was going on. "Yeah, that's me. Can I help you?" The man nodded, motioning to the SUV. "I have a message for you from Olivia Davenport." Marcus's eyes widened. Olivia had mentioned her name the night before, but it hadn't struck him as significant. Now, standing before this luxury SUV and the man who looked like he could be part of the Secret Service, he was starting to think otherwise. Before Marcus could respond, the man handed him a small, elegant envelope. "She asked me to deliver this to you personally," the man said before getting back into the SUV and driving off without another word. Bewildered, Marcus opened the envelope. Inside was a letter written in neat handwriting. "Dear Marcus, I can't express how much your help meant to me yesterday. You may not have realized it, but I was on my way to one of the most important meetings of my life, a make-or-break moment for my career. Thanks to you, I made it on time. And that interview? It wasn't just for any job. It was for a position that would change the course of my company. I've come to learn that life has a funny way of connecting people when they least expect it. I didn't tell you this yesterday, but I am the CEO of Davenport Enterprises. I believe in repaying kindness tenfold. As a small token of my gratitude, I've arranged something special for you. Please look outside your house." Marcus, still clutching the letter, hurried to his front yard. There, parked in the driveway, was a brand new car, a luxury model he could only dream of owning. His jaw dropped as he realized it wasn't just any car. It was a top-of-the-line vehicle, easily worth more than he had ever earned in a year. Just as he was processing this, his phone buzzed with a message. It was from Olivia. "Marcus, I hope you like the car. Consider it a thank you for your help and for showing me that there are still good people in the world. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. You never know where kindness might lead you." Marcus was speechless. The whole situation felt surreal, like something out of a dream. He had expected nothing in return for helping a stranded woman on the side of the road, and yet here he was, standing in front of a gift that would change his life. But the surprises weren't over. As Marcus stood there, still processing everything, another car, a second SUV, pulled up. This time it was Olivia herself who stepped out, dressed in casual clothes, a warm smile on her face. "Surprised?" she asked, walking over to him. "That's an understatement," Marcus replied, laughing in disbelief. "I don't even know what to say. Why did you do all this?" Olivia's expression softened. "Because you helped me without expecting anything in return. That's rare these days. And besides, you've given me more than you realize." Marcus furrowed his brow, not understanding. Olivia sighed and looked out toward the horizon. "You see, I've been surrounded by people my whole life who only do things when there's something in it for them. Yesterday, you showed me genuine kindness, and that's something money can't buy." They talked for a while longer, and Marcus learned more about Olivia's background, how she had inherited her father's business at a young age, faced countless challenges, and struggled to trust people. The tire incident, small as it seemed, had restored her faith in human decency. As Olivia turned to leave, she looked back at Marcus one last time. "Remember, kindness always comes back to you in ways you never expect." Marcus stood in his driveway, watching as the SUV drove off. His life had just been changed in ways he couldn't have imagined, all because of a simple act of kindness on the side of the road. But as he stood there, marveling at the new car, something strange happened. A second black SUV, identical to the first, pulled up. Marcus's heart raced as the window rolled down, revealing yet another sharply dressed man. "Mr. Green," the man said, "we have one more surprise for you." What could possibly come next? Marcus's pulse quickened as the second SUV idled in front of his house. He approached cautiously, his mind racing with questions. Could there really be more? The man stepped out of the SUV, holding an elegant leather briefcase. "Ms. Davenport wanted to ensure her gesture didn't end with just a car," he said, his voice firm but polite. "There's something else she felt you deserved." Marcus raised an eyebrow, his curiosity deepening. "More? I can't imagine what else there could be." The man handed Marcus the briefcase. It was surprisingly light. "Open it," he said with a slight smile before stepping back toward the SUV. With trembling hands, Marcus unclasped the briefcase and opened it. Inside was a thick stack of documents, and on top, a letter. He picked up the letter, his eyes scanning the first few lines. "Dear Marcus, I wanted you to know that your kindness has not only touched me personally, but has inspired something greater. Inside this briefcase are the documents to a house fully paid for. A modest home, yes, but one that will be yours to own free and clear. It's a gesture to remind you that the good we put into the world does come back to us, often in unexpected ways. You can find the keys attached to the documents, and the house address is listed. It's located in a peaceful area where I hope you can find comfort and a fresh start." With deep gratitude, Olivia Davenport Marcus's breath caught in his throat. A house? He flipped through the documents quickly, seeing the title deed with his name on it. This was no prank, no dream. It was real. Olivia had bought him a home. The SUV's engine roared to life, and Marcus snapped out of his shock as the driver gave him a parting nod. "Enjoy your new life, Mr. Green," the man said before driving off, leaving Marcus standing in front of his house, his mind swirling with disbelief. He stood there for a long time, trying to absorb everything that had happened in the span of 24 hours. A simple act of helping someone change a tire had transformed his life in ways he could never have predicted. He thought back to what Olivia had said, "Kindness always comes back to you in ways you never expect." And she was right. Marcus had helped her without expecting anything in return, yet life had rewarded him with more than he could have ever dreamed. Gifts not just of material wealth, but of new beginnings, faith in humanity, and the knowledge that genuine kindness still existed in the world. As he finally made his way back inside his modest home, Marcus couldn't help but smile. Tomorrow he would visit the new house, but tonight he would sit with the overwhelming gratitude in his heart. Life had a funny way of surprising you when you least expected it. And for Marcus Green, those surprises had only just begun. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more heartwarming and surprising tales. Make sure to turn on the notifications so you never miss an upload. Join our community where every act of kindness can lead to something extraordinary.